What's up, Homestead homies? This is Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, and I'm Doug. And today we're going to talk about stovepipe. Okay, so one of the things a lot of you guys are probably considering, if not you might have already, is a wood cook stove, or possibly even that you have a fireplace in your existing home that you live in already. One of the biggest causes of fires in your chimneys or in your stovepipe is the lack of proper maintenance. So you want to make sure that you're getting out at least one time a year, maybe 2 times a year, depends on how much you use your stove or what's going on, and you want to clean it out. Okay, one of the things we're going to do on our stovepipe today, as you can see, this is the stovepipe. I'm actually on the roof of the off-grid cabin, and this stovepipe is well over the recommended 2 feet off of the peak of our roof. So what I've done is I purchased a 2 foot piece that I'm going to use. I'm going to swap it out with this piece right here, which will still give us the 2 foot clearance that is you know, recommended for the peak of your roof, and maybe that's going to help cut down on the soot, because you want the air, the hot air from the stove is going up your chimney, and what causes the soot is because it turns colder as it goes up, and then that moisture, that black stuff that you get, that's the cause, because the smoke is cooling down before it exits the pipe. So you want to make sure you have enough of the recommended clearance. Some places are different than others, you know, as far as like if they recommend 2 feet, if you have to go more, there could be a reason why. But for us, I think that if we downsize this, that's a 4 foot section, that if we downsize that to the 2 foot section, it might cut down on some of the creosote that gets built up and provide for a better burning experience on the wood cook stove as well. Not that we were having a bad experience, but we just want to try to optimize it the best we can. The best you can dial in your wood cook stove or your fireplace, the more heat you're going to get, the longer your wood's going to last, and the less creosote buildup is going to happen. So right now I'm going to be taking this thing off. I'm going to be cleaning off the top of this thing, and you might have seen in another video that I'll link right here, is we showed you a couple times. We were using a heavy chain to get in there and just kind of beat it out, and I went ahead and purchased a fiberglass kind of flexible 6-inch brush. This is a 6-inch pipe. It's a galvanized, it's a double wall, and it's insulated. Okay, so we also got one of those. We'll be using that for the first time today as well. So I'm going to start taking this apart, and we'll just keep checking in with you. All right, guys, so I got the top part of the chimney off, as you can see right there. And there's a couple things I want to talk to you about real quick while I'm dangling off the edge of my 12-12 pitch roof here. All right, a couple things, 2 things really. One is a major tip. When we were building our log cabin, we were, you know, where are we going to put the stovepipe? Less intrusive way. I was doing a bunch of research, and the only things I could find was that it wasn't really highly recommended that you go through the log cabin and then up. Okay, so after weighing out all the pros and cons, we decided just to come through the roof. Now the problem with that is we have a 12-12 pitch roof. I mean, it's pretty steep, and so this is not a good situation for aging in place. Okay, like I'm hanging on right now for dear life, just so I could bring you this video. So that's an aging in place tip. The other hot tip I have, no pun intended, is that back in the day, you know, the old timers used to keep a small fire going even in the summertime, the dead hot of the summertime, and it wouldn't be enough to really cook on, but it would be just enough to take the humidity out of the air inside the cabin. So that's another tip for you, that if you could just keep a very small fire going inside your cabin during the summertime, and you live in a high humidity area, that could take away some of the humidity inside your home. So I'm gonna get this brush together. This is you might have saw in one of our other videos, I was using a chain, and that works really well, but I don't want to lug the chain up and down the roof because it's a very heavy chain, heavy duty logging chain. So what I'm going to do is I bought one of these chimney sweep brushes, and also my future plan is once I get this 2-foot section on and get it capped and everything's good, it'll be lower to the ground, because you saw when I took that off, you know, it was a little difficult, but I'll be able to clean the cap easier because it'll be lower to the ground, easier for me to stand here and grab. And then B, I won't clean the stack out from here anymore. What we're going to do in the future is we're going to pull the stove away from the pipe inside and then go up through the clean out that way, and then have a bucket underneath it. So that's just another idea in case you do already have this kind of a situation. So we want to be ready when fall comes. Stacy enjoys cooking on our wood cook stove. This is the end of August. We're rolling into September. The nights are going to get cooler, and then we'll be able to fire up the wood cook stove and you know, get back to maybe a little more normal setting. That's what we normally cook off of and use for hot water and everything, so that'll be a big help. So I'm going to run this brush through here right now, and we'll see how it goes. Figures, right? I started this project and there was about a 0% chance of rain, and now the wind picked up and it looks like it's going to start pouring down. But we'll get the cap back on here, and I'll probably have to say goodbye for now. So this is Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. We got the chimney cleaned out, we got the new piece on. I'm still 2 feet above my roof line, so it should cut down on our creosote and provide for a better burning fire, longer lasting. And don't forget about the tips you learned in this video. This is Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. I'm Doug, and we'll see you on the next video. And we'll see you on the next video. Our pasture, that means that our ground is very acidic. So we'll need to level this out with a dose of lime this fall, which we'll be doing pretty soon.